Look at your hand right now. No, seriously. Stop whatever you're doing and just look at it. The colour you're seeing, whether it's pale ivory, golden tan, rich brown, or deep ebony, is telling a story. A story about where your ancestors lived thousands of years ago, what challenges they faced, and how they adapted to survive in places that should have killed them. Here's something that might blow your mind. If you have light skin, pale skin, what we call white skin, you're looking at one of the most recent evolutionary developments in human history. We're not talking ancient, we're talking newer than agriculture, newer than cities, newer than pottery. In the grand timeline of humanity, white skin just showed up, like, recently. Every human alive today, all 8 billion of us, had ancestors in Africa around 200,000 years ago, and every single one of those ancestors had dark skin. Dark brown, melanin-rich skin designed for intense equatorial sunshine. That was the default, the original, the baseline for what human skin looked like. So what happened? How did some humans end up looking so radically different? Why do Swedish people look nothing like Nigerians when we're all the same species, all descended from the same African population? The answer isn't what you might think. It's not about different races evolving separately for millions of years. It's not about fundamental biological differences. It's about something way more fascinating. It's about desperate survival in hostile new environments, about the human body's incredible ability to adapt, and about changes so dramatic they rewrote our DNA in just a few thousand years. If you're using this to fall asleep, perfect. That's exactly why I make these. So maybe subscribe and tell me where you are and what time it is. I love checking the comments and seeing Tokyo at dawn, London at lunch, Los Angeles at lights out, all watching the same story unfold. This is a story about migration, about humans leaving the warm embrace of Africa and venturing into cold, dark places where the sun barely shone. Places that should have killed them. And in a very real sense, those places were killing them, until their bodies changed, until mutations, random and accidental, gave some people an edge, a survival advantage so powerful that within a few thousand years, entire populations had transformed. The science behind skin colour turns out to be way more complex and fascinating than anyone realised until very recently. It's not just about one gene or one simple change. It's about multiple genetic mutations happening in different populations at different times, all solving the same problem in slightly different ways. It's about vitamin D and folate, about rickets and birth defects, about mothers trying to keep their babies alive through brutal northern winters. And here's what makes this story perfect for drifting off to sleep. It's not rushed. Evolution never is. We're going to travel slowly through 50,000 years of human history, following our ancestors as they spread across the globe, watching their skin gradually lighten in response to new sunlight conditions. We'll meet the specific people whose genetic mutations made pale skin possible. We'll discover why some populations became white while others didn't, even though they lived at similar latitudes. We'll uncover the surprising role that farming played in accelerating these changes,